If you're thinking about starting high ticket sales in 2026, just don't. Unless you want your income to be capped by how many hours you can sit and take Zoom calls all day, rely on someone else's marketing budget to feed you leads, or even worse, be on a team that takes months to pay you. Because most people trying to break into high ticket closing have no idea that they're literally walking into a trap. And I know this because I've been in sales for 2 years. I've closed over $1 million and I'm making over $30,000 per month right now. And I didn't get here through high ticket closing. I started with it, but then I found an opportunity that actually works. One where you own your own leads, you can control your pipeline, and you have a real path to scale if that's the direction that you want to go in. And no, I'm not talking about selling some course or coaching program that's going to become outdated in a year or two. I'm talking about remote insurance sales, but structured in a way that 99% of people have never seen. So by the end of this video, you're going to see how high ticket closing keeps you trapped, why remote insurance sales is 100 times the better opportunity, and how you can get started with it in the next 30 days, even if you've never sold insurance before. Because while most people are still fighting for the same closing roles with $10,000 a month income ceiling, I'm going to show you how people are quietly making $30,000, $50,000, even $100,000 per month. So let's get into it. Nobody tells you this when they're pitching high ticket sales.
Sell me this pen.
In reality, you're stepping into a glorified job with fancy packaging. If you just break down the income math, it doesn't work. You can only take 8 to 10 calls per day maximum. Let's be generous and say you're taking 10 qualified calls per day. And let's say you're selling a $7,000 offer, 10 calls, 30% close rate, which is really good for a closer. That's 3 closes per day, 700 commission. Theoretical max is 2,100 per day. So 5 days a week, that's 10,000 a week. I'm not saying that's bad money, but the reality is you're not getting 10 qualified calls booked in per day. Most closers, they're making 5,000, maybe 8,000 a month, and that's inconsistent. I'll even share my screen with you guys and actually show you here how much I did week 1 of this month. I'm filming it November 2025. I doubled that. And we're talking about the theoretical maximum with that position. So I'll show you guys right here. Week 1 of November, I did $24,900. And that's in 1 week of life insurance versus theoretical max of high ticket closing is 10,000. And the reality is you're not an entrepreneur, you're an employee in disguise. They throw a fancy title on it and call you high ticket closer, and they tell you that it's uncapped earning potential. But the reality is you can't take your leads with you can't build your own systems, and you can't scale past your own personal calendar. If you stop taking calls, you don't make any money. How is that an entrepreneur? That's not a business. That's a commission-only job with no benefits or potential to scale. Calendar dependency becomes your prison. Your income is reliant on the marketing team. They run bad ads, your leads dry up. They cut the budget, your call volume drops. You can't control your pipeline at all. On top of that, info products are getting way harder to sell, not easier. Market skepticism is at an all-time high. If you go and check your favorite guru's comment section, you see everyone flaming them for selling a course. Everyone's been burnt by a course in the past. With insurance, it's a straightforward sale. You pay X amount per month and you get X amount of coverage. Everyone needs it. Whereas with info products, you're just selling the idea of a business.
It's fake.
It's fugazi, fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust.
And you're hoping that someone trusts you enough to give you money. The guru economy is collapsing, and high ticket closers are feeling it. And look, I'm not trying to shit on closers. Some people can make it work, but chances are if you're watching this video, you're comparing opportunities to see if there's something better, something that can actually scale past your own personal sales. Keep watching, because the opportunity that I'm about to show you solves every single one of these problems. So what should you be taking a serious look into? Remote insurance sales. And I know what you're probably thinking. Insurance, that's for like old guys that dress in suits. And that's what I thought at first as well, until I actually saw the numbers. And until I started making 600 to 700 dials per day and closing deals while everyone else is just waiting for their calendar to fill up. And this is not the insurance sales that your grandpa probably told you stories about, where you're having to build connections with everyone in your town to make a sale, or go in person, even knocking door to door, or even cold calling. And it's not your typical insurance position that you're working for State Farm making $50,000 a year and you're tied to an office. This is remote, high commission, and it's completely phone based. You can do it from anywhere in the world. I was literally living in Colombia earlier this year for months, and I was doing this. And the volume with this beats calendar dependency any day. I make 600 to 700 dials per day using a triple line dialer, meaning I have a software that dials 3 people at once, so I'm 3 times more efficient. All I have to do is literally just click a button, and I'm not having to call anyone, and I just wait for someone to pick up. Because of this efficiency, I'm making more calls, meaning I get more conversations. More conversations mean more opportunities. More opportunities means I'm closing more people and making a hell of a lot more money. And there's no ceiling of how many people you can actually talk to. You can dial over 1,000 people, even 2,000 people in a single day. You also own and control the entire pipeline. I buy my own leads, which means I get all of the upside. When a company buys you leads, that money comes from somewhere. Since they're fronting the lead cost, that means you get paid less. I also decide when to dial and how many I want to dial. So if I want to make more money, I simply dial more. This is actual business ownership, not employee cosplay. The product sells itself. Life insurance for elderly customers who know that they need the coverage. You're not trying to sell a $5,000 course and convince someone to give you a large sum of money on the idea that they're going to succeed with the business opportunity. This is a product that people know that they need. You're just the vehicle to get that. You also get true location freedom. All you need is a laptop and an internet connection. No office, no commute, no geographic restriction. This is what high ticket closing promises, but often doesn't deliver. Now, if you're thinking, isn't insurance harder to sell than like a course or info product? No, it's actually way easier, and I'll show you exactly why. This is the part that shocked me the most whenever I got into insurance sales. Insurance is way easier to sell than info products. It's a need versus a want. Insurance, it's a product that people need. You always hear old people talking about, oh, everyone needs insurance. Whereas info, people want the product, maybe, or they're just hopping on a call to hear a little bit more information and give you an hour-long Zoom call full of objections.
Okay. I only know that you buy things on websites and you give a very good opportunity to the people.
What was it?
Need-based is a way easier sell. It's straightforward. People need the product. You're just the person there that provides them with the product. There's way less skepticism. Insurance is an already known product. It's been around for a while. People know how it works. Info products, people are questioning, is this another scam? What is this? With insurance, it's more so, which is the right coverage amount for me? You're starting from 2 completely different points. There's less time spent building trust from zero. Credibility is already built into the product with insurance. It's a much simpler value proposition. If something happens to you, your family's protected. That's the entire pitch. With info product or business opportunity, you're explaining modules, frameworks, systems, potential ROI, all this complicated stuff to then sell them a product for thousands of dollars after market skepticism is already at an all-time high. It's a much harder sell. Insurance is a very straightforward benefit. It's much easier for your customer to understand, and it's much easier for you to explain. You also have much faster closing cycles. With insurance, often it's a call to close. Someone fills out a request, you call them, you close them. With info, there's multiple email sequences, there's videos that they need to watch, there's all kinds of systems, sometimes even 2 call systems that are put in place, and the speed to cash is just much quicker with insurance. And I'm not saying that every day is a cakewalk talk with this remote sales opportunity, but the math just makes sense. A higher call volume of an easier sell beats a lower call volume of a much more complex sale every time. This only works if you have the right systems. That's where most people screw up. Now, I know it sounds great, but you can't just pick up the phone and start dialing random numbers. You need a system that actually makes this profitable. The triple line dialer. This is a game changer. All you have to do is just click it once and you wait for someone to pick up. So the dead time between calls is so minimal. This is how I'm able to make 600 to 700 dials per day and have more of those conversations. It costs $150 a month, but changes everything. Lead sources that actually convert. There's age leads, which are a bit cheaper, but they're very profitable, especially if you have the right sales process. There's also live transfers. Now, these are higher cost, but they convert very high. They're literally people that call in about the product and you get transferred to them live and close them. So you get to control the flow of leads and you get to control the quality. So you can determine how aggressive you want to be. Having a script that actually works. I've made over 100,000 dials, so I've ran into basically every scenario that you can think of. So I have frameworks for literally every objection that you can face. And I give these exact frameworks to everyone on my team. Real systems is what separates 5,000 a month closers to 30,000 a month operators. Not hustle or daily motivation like people tell you, which can change. Once you have the right systems in place, this is when the real opportunity opens up. Most people make the mistake of thinking that you need to figure all of this out, but you don't. Here's how it actually works. Step 1 is getting licensed. This takes about 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the state that you're in. All you have to do is take a course, take the state exam. It's not complicated at all. It's just the process that you have to go through. It's a one-time hurdle, and then you're in. Step 2 is getting placed on the right team. In sales, vehicle is super important. If you go with the wrong agency or company, they're going to give you access to bad leads. You're going to have a bad compensation plan, and you're going to have bad support. This is why it's so important. Everyone I place on my team, they get access to all of my systems, trainings, frameworks immediately. Step 3 is to learn the systems. Structured training programs from over 100,000 dials of experience, CRM and dialer setup, as well as lead source recommendations, and objection handling frameworks and exact scripts for every situation that have been documented and taught before. Step 4 is to start dialing. Even if you have a 9 to 5, if you're able to put 3 or 4 hours per day of focused dialing, that's going to get you very far. You'll typically see your first deal within 7 to even 14 days. And within your first 30 days, about $3,000 to $5,000 is very realistic. And then if you're looking at 90 days and you're actually consistent, you should be around $15,000 per month. But it only works if you actually use proven systems that I've just talked about. And look, I'm not trying to say that it's some easy opportunity where you're guaranteed 6 figures. I'm saying it's possible because if I can do it, so can you. But it only works if you actually use the proven systems that I just laid out for you. And I realize that most people that watch this are just gonna nod their heads and then go right back to scrolling. But if you're serious and you're done comparing endless opportunities that are eventually going to cap your income and you want real control over the money that you make, here's what to do. I'm placing people on my team right now, and I'm not selling you another course or coaching program. I'm placing people on my virtual sales team where you get access to all of my systems, the scripts that I've built with over 100,000 dials of experience, the CRM that I use, dialer that I use, my lead source recommendations, all the systems and trainings that I've put together that have helped me succeed. And you also get live coaching and feedback from myself through our virtual office. If you need licensing, I'll walk you through the process. If you need training, I'm going to train you and give you the proven scripts and frameworks that myself and my team uses. This is not for everyone. This is for people who are actually willing to pick up the phone and dial. If you're looking for some semi-passive income scheme where you just click a button and money just shows up, this isn't it. But if you're serious focus about working consistently, this is the fastest path that I've seen to $15,000 a month in sales and an opportunity with no income ceiling. The link's in the description to book a call with me or my team, because while everyone else is stuck in their closing roles waiting for their calendar to fill up, you could be building your pipeline that you actually control. The choice is yours.